speaking of our next panelist, I would like to ask a question to His Excellency Minister Eduard Shalsi, the Minister of Entrepreneurship Protection of Albania. So your portfolio has always been of great interest, I believe, to everybody watching, because there are lots of ministers for entrepreneurship, but very few ministers specifically for entrepreneurship protection. And of course, we'd love to hear about exactly why entrepreneurship protection in Albania, because everybody's intrigued about it. But how does your portfolio link to smart finance? So the question is, what roadmap have you been able to set up in Albania to be able to develop smart finance for new entrepreneurs and to be able to protect them, especially regarding young entrepreneurs and youth entrepreneurship? This is something which we'd love to hear about. Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you very much, Kevin. Thank you, Baybars. Hello, everybody. Hope you all well. In terms of health, our priority at the moment. As a matter of fact, you, Kevin, said there are some Ministry of Protection of the Enterprise, but I haven't come across in the world of a similar ministry. There are some ombudsmen in other countries like Eastern Europe, but not really a Minister for Protection of the Enterprise. Albania is undergoing through deep reforms: energy, education, territorial reform, on top of which is justice reform. We decided to not restructure or remodel the old judicial system. We decided to knock it down and to build a new one from the beginning. A very difficult, hard-going process, but we strongly believe in. In these circumstances, we saw it could be a good idea on having a minister protecting the enterprise on the perspective of the government. It seems a bit paradoxical, but on my daily basis activities, I'm in a constant conflict, non-antagonistic conflict, I would say, with my own colleagues, ministers. What I practically do is I deal on daily basis with the complaints of the entrepreneurs. I go and visit at their premises, their activities. We try to understand what is the root of the problem. It is a financial problem, it's a legal problem, it's an institutional problem, it's a lack of will on serving from the public administration, it's a corruption problem. So we try to analyze the nature of the problem, and on the other side, we fight to bring closer the governmental institutions and the entrepreneurs, trying to close the gap and improving the communication helps us a lot to understand, not just from the different perspectives, but coming closer to the solution. And I'll come later to explain with a concrete example how this communication, frequent, continuous, helped us solve one of the problems we were facing. The businesses were complaining about the time they were spending going at the front offices of the government. And it was last year, September, October last year, when the Prime Minister of Albania took a very radical decision. He said that in 2 months' time, starting from 1st of January 2020, all online application for authorization, permits, licenses will be offered online. The entrepreneurs required it, we grabbed it, and the Prime Minister took a decision where most probably 90% of the employees didn't believe that it could be done. It were very 2-3 difficult months, as a matter of fact. But for the 1st of January last year, we started with 40% of the application online. During this year, in the end of the year, we will go on 90%. Online application was not accompanied by back-end solution, which allowed us, starting from the January, having online application, structuring better the services, re-engineering the processes. So it started with online application, it's going on till the back-end solution. The Ministry for the Protection of the Enterprise, it was not within my duties and responsibilities, the startup community, let's say. While a day in my office, which is the one you're seeing now, a group of very talented young people came and said, we having some, startup company, very modest, humble, but we don't know because there is no legal framework. There are no policies from the states. It's a neglected community. So how will we do? Then I grabbed the occasion. I spoke with the Minister of Finance. I spoke with different partners. And I said, we have an existing community operating on one side, and we don't have the government responding on the other side. So quite quickly, we established a group. We drafted a law. We brought some expertise. And this is how I came and I come across to BIBARS, which I really thank for not just making me part of such a very good and fruitful experience, but also triggering some processes within Albania, which, as a matter of fact, are being now on the attention of other different countries in the neighboring countries. So we started, and we now have prepared the law. We have a community. We are preparing, and we are moving a lot faster than before. So the challenge we have, in these days, just before joining the conference, I was traveling from my constituency when I'm elected to Tirana, and I was listening an hour and a half news about the medicine, about the vaccines, about the paradoxes, the misunderstandings, not really understanding what was going on. But one thing I want to tell that, in times of crisis and recessions, stronger, more resilient economies have emerged. And if we look back 10 years, 12 years from now, we see that some of the startups at that time of the economic crisis were more developed. So there are big opportunities at these times to better understand what is happening, better evaluating the needs, and also by cooperating, communicating, disclosing our experiences to the world, we can profit and we can take advantage of what is going to happen. I see the platform. I'm very honored to be as an executive committee, and I'll play my modest role. But I've even said in other times, during these months, we have set a network of people where we're communicating and we are consulting ourselves for what we're doing in Albania. But not just what we're doing, now even spreading our modest knowledge in the region. Thank you one more time, Kevin.